We're now running 35 minutes late, so we're going to run a very tight ship now for the next two sessions, which I'm chairing. And this one is improving Greece's investment climate amid geopolitical turmoil. So we're back a bit to geopolitics. And to give the government's viewpoint, we have Kostas Fragkogiannis, Deputy Minister of Economic Diplomacy at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Greece. Welcome. And the business perspective, we have Rafail, Head of the Geneva office of Henley Partners. Welcome, both of you. Please join me on the stage. Okay, this session is 15 minutes and it's going to be 15 minutes. I think that's plenty of time to address the main issues. Maybe I can start with a question, or would you like to give some opening remarks?
I was about to give some opening remarks, and if I may use the podium,
of course,
I would do that, and then we can engage in a discussion if you would like us to.
Of course.
Dear Joan and Marius, ladies and gentlemen, admittedly, we experienced an essential shift in investing as investors' priorities do change, the interests of communities and policymakers evolve, and global competition becomes more intense as a new generation of foreign direct investment has emerged. Consequently, in our discussion today, and I'm sorry to hear that there is only 15 minutes left for it, we should evaluate Greece's ability to adapt to the changing demands of foreign direct investment. The obvious question in mind is the following: can Greece provide a stable environment to attract next-generation investments and contribute to a better future world? Well, let me put the hard facts first on the table. First of all, Greece has managed to overcome significant and unprecedented challenges and has successfully positioned itself as an appealing investment destination and a trustworthy business partner. The re-election of Mitsotakis' government this June, with a strong majority in the parliament, provides reassurance of political stability, which was mentioned by Mr. Hardouvelis in the previous session, and the continuation of the country's transformation into an export-driven, investment-friendly, competitive, and outward-looking economy. As a result, Greece's credit rating was raised to investment grade by Standard & Poor's only last Friday, to follow DBRS's recognition earlier in September. This upgrade acknowledges the impressive performance of our economy despite the challenging economic conditions of 2022. Recovering the investment grade rating after 13 years is a great accomplishment. Yet, it is only the first step. Our focus now is to maintain this status and ensure that investors continue to have confidence in Greece as a strong and stable investment grade country, despite the escalating tensions in the Middle East, potential migration flows, the climate crisis, and the ongoing invasion of Ukraine by Russia. Therefore, we shape the future of Greece as an attractive investment destination through carefully planned and strategic measures, with a national strategy focused on sustainable development and the green and digital transformation of our economy. We embrace innovation and strive to establish our country as a leading digital, energy, and logistics hub in Southern Europe. First of all, in the hot field of energy, it is no secret that Greece is progressively establishing itself as an entry point for gas imports in Europe. Major energy corridors are being designed and built, both on land and at sea. These initiatives align with the objectives of the European Union, which aim to address current geopolitical challenges and promote the diversification of sources, routes, and supplies. Greece is also striving to become a prosumer and exporter of green electricity generated from renewable energy sources. In May 23, our country achieved a historically high percentage of 54% electricity generation from RES and is on track to meet the national target of 80% by 2027. Greece's emergence as a regional hub for innovation and technology has also gathered increasing attention from both European and American venture capitals. Tech giants like Google, Microsoft, and Amazon have submitted investment plans to establish regional cloud computing hubs in the country, and Greece will soon join the select few countries outside North America to host all three leading cloud computing companies. The rapid progress in the adoption of renewable energy presents numerous investment opportunities, some of which have the potential to create a new model that may serve as a global example. And I have such an example for you. It is the Astypalea Smart and Sustainable Island project. For those who do not know, this initiative is transforming the island into a completely energy-independent entity, focusing on 4 key pillars: electromobility, 24-hour shared services of e-vehicles, public transportation on demand, and infrastructure for testing autonomous driving when that becomes available in the world. Fully supported by the Volkswagen Group and the Greek government, Astypalea is the first green and smart island in the entire Mediterranean. Regarding logistics, we are currently constructing a railway network that will connect Thessaloniki, Kavala, Alexandroupolis, Burgas, Varna, and Ruse. This initiative will turn these ports into important hubs for providing comprehensive transportation, logistics, and supply chain solutions. Keeping EU priorities in mind, we strongly support investments and collaborations in the field of transport and logistics. It is worth noting that the latest EY attractiveness survey put Greece and logistics of it at 58% as a top choice for companies already established in the country to expand their current investment portfolio. Additionally, the recent G20 announcement of the trade corridor linking Europe with the Middle East and India through shipping ports and rail routes, which President Biden himself referred to as a game-changing investment, presenting an excellent partnership opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, allow me to share with you a personal thought of mine, which is the following. When evaluating a potential investment, investors take into account several factors, and I know that for a fact, as I've been doing this for 35 years prior to undertaking my current position as Deputy Foreign Minister. Namely, market access, political stability, economic growth, attractive incentives, human capital, institutional regulations, bureaucracy. Entrepreneurs and corporations seek a favorable environment for their investments and look for partners who understand their financial requirements, provide alternatives, and facilitate the process. The government of Kyriakos Mitsotakis has demonstrated a positive response to these needs, as we, both politicians, and you, as business professionals, speak the same language. And by that, I do not mean English, or French, or German, or any other language, but a language of credibility, accountability, professionalism, support of one another, and doing the right things right. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Minister, for that. And I'm going to pick up on just a couple of the points that you made,
Sure.
if I may, before we move on. I think it is incredibly important that the Greek government, both the first administration of the New Democracy government and this one, has a really cogent plan and agenda to drive investment in the country and is sticking to that come what may. Among those factors that you just mentioned in terms of determinants of foreign investment, well-known factors, one of the foremost, of course, is political stability, but also geopolitical stability. So I just wanted to ask you how you see rising geopolitical risk affecting the investment climate in Greece and the region. I mean, do you fear a rise in investor risk aversion that could interrupt this positive momentum that Greece has? And how do you go about reassuring investors who might be worried about spillover effects for Greece?
Well, it goes without saying that the instability, the concerns that we all have over what goes on in our region lately, whether it is the Ukraine-Russia conflict and war, whether it is the concerns over Western Balkans, or lately the terrorist attack of Hamas on Israel and the operations that are taking place as we speak, are a major concern for all of us. We in Greece exercise a multifaceted diplomacy. We condemn the terrorist attack on Israel. We support the right of Israel to defend itself. But at the same time, we believe that there are international humanitarian rights of the Palestinian people. And of course, we are in favor of peacekeeping initiatives, resolution to the matter on the Palestinian issue, as well as an immediate release of hostages, and at the same time, the certainty that there are no people that are being retained as a shield towards any type of aggression. Nevertheless, these conditions lead to an alarming status over what the future may be holding for us. We think that Greece, which is not exactly the next door neighbor, but it's a 2-hour flight away from the area where the concern is made, represents a pillar of stability, a pillar of democracy, and a pillar of peace in which people and corporations may thrive. We are concerned with the migration issue. We are concerned with the humanitarian issues, and for that purpose, we've taken initiatives in providing humanitarian aid through Egypt to the Gaza Strip. But at the same time, I owe to stress that the investment-friendly policies that we've undertaken in the past are there to last for a long time. And I may surprise you by what I'm about to say, but in such situations, not only there is the concern of migration of people, but there is also the positive concern over migration of corporations and technological hubs that may seek in the region and in the area a place to migrate, a place to move, a place to incorporate and establish themselves in view of seeking solutions to their business endeavors. In general, I am very concerned with the situation. We are concerned as a government, as Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We exercise the best of our diplomacy to it, but retain a positive outlook for the future.
Thank you very much. Thanks for that. Marios, you may want to comment on that, but I'd like to ask you one question. I don't want to misrepresent your business, but your business is persuading investors to come here to Greece and to invest in return for citizenship. At least that's one part of your business. So what's your selling pitch for Greece, and has it changed? How has it changed in the past few years?
Thank you, Joan. And I think that the Minister represented very well, if I speak from a business terminology perspective, represented very well the supply side, what Greece is offering. And I don't want to be repetitive on that, on the very positive elements that Greece is currently representing. So from the demand side and being in Switzerland and having investors all over the world, I can see that in the last couple of years, there is a very big tendency for investors to come to Greece. And I will also surprise you by some statistics that according to research and data we published, in 2022, Greece attracted 1,200 ultra-high net worth individuals, meaning 1,200 families that actually relocated to Greece. And this is actually the top 10 in globally. So to give you a perspective, Canada actually attracted 1,600 families. So this shows exactly how the dynamics evolve in Greece. If I wanted to correlate this aspect with the current geopolitical situation, which of course is alarming, what we notice in our firm is that there is a very big demand for the reasons that the minister explained to come to Greece, meaning that they are attracting human capital, we are attracting wealth. These families, they also bring sometimes their businesses. They are bringing, because we are talking also about succession planning, they are bringing the so-called next gen. And of course, this is a very, very positive element for Greece. And compared to its peer competitors, especially in Europe, we see a very, very big demand and an exponential growth for investors to come to Greece.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Our time is already up, but I'm going to ask another question before we move to the next panel. And just to ask you, Minister, is there anything new that we can expect coming down the line in terms of any change in policy towards foreign investors in Greece? Anything that you'd like to talk about or like to see change in the coming period? And also for you, Marios, I guess, any changes that you'd like to see that would enhance the attractiveness of Greece for your clients?
I could be speaking to you on that for the next half an hour, but I will try to give an answer in 30 seconds.
Thank you.
We are extremely dedicated to the National Recovery and Resilience Funds, the Greece 2.0, the Strategic Reference Framework of 21 to 27, schemes on strategic investments, the development law and all of the incentives that are being provided, the digital transformation on public administration that provides ease of access and fast-track services in a number of public-related fields. But the most important is what I said in my presentation earlier, which is the dependability and at the same time the commitment of the Greek government and its office to ensure that we provide the type of service and framework that we've been providing in the last 4.5 years to do what we do to the benefit of the corporations themselves and at the same time to the benefit of our people.
Thank you. I really appreciate that you are so succinct and your message is so clear. It's, I think it's great for us and given our timetable and great for the audience. And Marios, anything that you'd like to?
Very, very quickly, Joan. Specifically, the tax incentive schemes that the government implemented for individuals, such as the lump scheme or the pensioner scheme, in conjunction as well with other schemes that attract family offices from a business perspective. These are really enhancing FDI in Greece, and I really encourage the government and the relevant ministers to continue such kind of incentives.
Thank you. Please join me in thanking our two speakers in this session. Thank you.